So I'm going to share with you stories today about how Cox is reimagining our customer experience. And I want to start with telling you that Cox is a family-owned business. James Cox started a newspaper in Ohio years ago. And he lived by the idea that if you treat your customers or your employees really well, they will in turn treat your customers really well. So he passed that on down through his children and his grandchildren, and we still live and breathe that culture today. So that's important because about a year and a half ago, a group at Cox got together and we looked internally, and this is something that I think happens in a lot of corporations, especially large corporations, and we took a step back and said, is our brand really who we are? Do our customers think of us the way we think of ourselves? And sometimes when you ask those hard questions, you get some answers that surprise you. So what they did and took that information and came up with some key customer experiences. And I'm going to share one of those with you today. So I can't see everybody, but how many people here have ever moved? Yeah, it's stressful to say the least. It is a time, even if you are moving and it's a really happy experience, so you're moving into your first home or you're moving into your first apartment, there's a lot to do, there's a lot of people to contact, you know that you've got utilities to arrange, and Cox is just another thing on your list. So what did that mean for us? Why was that important to us? So believe it or not, of the customers of Cox that move every year, we lose a third of them when they move. So it's like climbing up the hill and sliding back down again. And of those 2/3 of the customers that successfully move with us, we lose another 10% of those because of the experience that they had. So it's no wonder that this was our first choice. The root cause of that, we went out and we talked to a bunch of customers. Field research is something that we do every day. We went into their homes and we asked them to tell us about their experiences. And honestly, it's so heartbreaking. Some of the stories are just heartbreaking of people's stress and how we just added to that stress. And so they really have one priority. They want to pick up the phone or go online and take care of it because they've got a half-hour lunch and they've got a list a mile long. And we've got the people in our call center who have competing agendas. So you've got these great agents sitting in a call center, but their success, their commission, is all based on how much they sell. So you've got a customer who has limited time, a lot to do, is in a hurry, and you've got an agent who has different priorities and is trying to sell to you every single chance that they get. So this is, I'll share with you, this is our moving customer journey. And as you see in the middle here where it starts to veer out, that's what we call the upsell vortex. And reality is that the customer comes in and everything's great, and then we keep trying to upsell them. And God forbid that they have to call us more than once because they will enter that vortex multiple times. So we uncovered enormous amounts of pain right there. In addition, we had customers that wanted to go online and self-serve digitally. And the experience that we had there was they could get right through to the end, and then we did something really super smart. We flipped up a screen that said, call us. It was like, what are you trying to do? So that's not part of the story, but we have fixed that, just FYI. So the question, why is it so hard to get this done, right? So we did some workshops, obviously, shared our journey with executives, and we brought a ton of people in. So we had executives, we had technology, we had field rep people, we had the technicians that go and install stuff in your homes. And we brought them all to workshops in Atlanta, and we asked them to ideate. And some of the stuff that they came up with was amazing. But the one that came through was about a concept that they call the super agent. So how do we allow our customers to call in, and how do we allow our employees to help them? So go back to James's original mantra, right? If we treat our employees, they will treat our customers right. And our employees really, really, really wanted to help. So they were experiencing as much pain as our customers were. So we brought them all in and we came up with a bunch of ideas, and then we took those ideas and we went back out in concepts into the market again and tested them. And so last April, we got a group. We took it out into the field, and last April, we asked for a group and volunteers from our call center in Virginia, and we said, here is an opportunity to create a group in the call center that has realigned their priorities. And that's pretty much all we told them. Surprisingly, 36 of our very, 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 very top reps raised their hands and said, we're in. So we brought them in and we allowed them to sit in the room and we told them stories, right? That's how you do it. You tell stories and you create empathy. And then we allowed them to take their own creative license and write their job description, write their scorecard, help us figure out how training would look. And they did amazingly. They embraced it. We launched this Center of Excellence for these moving people, and literally, as they wrote their own job descriptions, it took about 3 months. I'm not going to lie. It was a long time to get that right. How you pay commission-based people when they're really there to just help your customers. But when the final job descriptions were out and they all applied, every last one of them applied for that role, which was surprising to me because these are salespeople. But it was more important for them to help the customer than it was to make those commissions. So we'll go to the end. One of my favorite stories is that I think it was day 2 in the call center, and we had taken the concept of this group of call center agents whose priorities are aligned to help the customer first and foremost. If they could sense that somebody's wanting to move and just transfer their services, there is no upsell. They just do it for them. So Jan was her name, and we showed her this concept, and she said, oh my God, that would be so refreshing if I could just call in and take care of what I need to take care of without being sold every single time. So we took that feedback, but she happened to move again somewhere around July, and she got into our Move call center, and some of the feedback that she escalated to senior level executives was that she was so impressed, the level of commitment, that she had given feedback on a concept 6 months prior, and that we had taken that and implemented it and really made it work. So what you see up here on the screen right now is a copy of the article that's going out in our internal newsletter this month, and really, really features the call center and how they are reaching out and meeting our customer needs, and kind of bending and shaping how that looks. So our customers love it, and they do not feel like they've been upsold. They no longer get stuck in the vortex, and the agents feel like they're really, truly helping. So it's a huge success. Thank you, guys.